Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Crypto Forecast. I have been a little bit sick the past 2 days, so excuse me for my voice here and my face maybe a little bit. But yeah, let's get this video out anyways. So not a lot has happened since last week. The price is more or less the same. Last week on my last video, the price was 8,200. More or less, and now we are bouncing at 8,500. And by the way, guys, this applies to crypto in general. I'm showing only the BTC versus USD chart, but more or less the crypto markets they have very similar patterns. So the movement, applies to most of the coins, to the markets in general. So we were talking about this potential descending triangle. The target for this descending triangle, if it was to make the target down here, it would be more or less at 5,500. Some people have been asking what was the target for this descending triangle. So if it was to make the target, that would be 5,500. I don't think it'll go that low. And the reason is because I think there's too much demand for the price to go that low. I think if it continues to drop, the next most significant support would be this line here, which is a diagonal line. Right now, it's more or less at 7,000. So if this drops, by the time the price gets here, would be something between 7,000 and 7,200, which is the line that comes from where the price was holding, very, very strong before capitulation, before we had this hash war. So I have been saying for months and months that this was probably the level where demand and supply meets. That's why the price was holding there. So I think this line would hold. Given the demand, I don't think the price would go, lower than that. But hey, markets can do anything, and very rarely the price is exactly where demand and supply meet. The price usually will be above or below where demand and supply is, so it's not impossible. But another reason I don't trust this triangle that much is because it's not really that perfect. It's not really like a perfect descending triangle. It's more like something, more like a continuation pattern. It could be more like, yeah, it's not a perfect triangle. If you try to draw a triangle here, it's not really that perfect. So that's why I'm not that confident that it will make the target. And I think if it was continue to drop, I think this support here would hold. Now, I'm receiving a lot of questions from comments on YouTube, on Twitter, on my private groups, asking me about the moving averages, because I'm big on moving averages. It's my main strategy, and people are asking me, well, what do you think about this? We are below the 200-day moving average. We're having bearish crosses in different time frames. So does this concern you? Do you think the trend is broken because of this? And the answer is no. I don't think the trend is broken, even if the price went below the moving averages, because the trend, it's been going up for like almost a year. Then it's been going sideways for like 2 months or 2 months and a half. And now, just because we had a breakdown, it doesn't break a 1 year uptrend. Sometimes the price goes below the moving averages, and so long as there's a clear trend, then you follow the moving averages strategy. Like in here, for example, you sell or you short when it touches the moving averages. It's a clear downtrend. Now, when we had capitulation here and the price touches moving average again, it's like you're not going to short after such capitulation here. It's too risky. So the same situation here. Yeah, we had a breakdown and we went below moving averages, but it's this capitulation candle with capitulation volume. You shouldn't be shorting here, going short after such capitulation, just like you shouldn't do it here after such capitulation, even though the price is still below the moving averages. This happened in every cycle after the bear market. The price goes above and below the moving averages all the time. It happens many times here in this sideways part of the market. It happened here in this sideways part of the market. The price was above and below moving averages. It happened again, then it bounced here and it happened again. It crashed and it went below the moving averages. All this time it was below the moving averages. So it happens until then we have a more clean trend, and then the price stays above and bouncing on the moving averages. So yeah, ideally the price should have hold above the moving averages. It would have been, would have been better, like more clear. It didn't happen. It went below the moving averages. I still don't think we're going into a bear, into a bear trend or a bear market. I still don't think this invalidates a 1 year uptrend just because we had a breakdown. I mean, the price of cryptocurrencies is very violent and very volatile, and you have these crashes here. Like even during bull markets, you have these violent crashes, and then the price goes sideways for a long time, for potentially for months, before picking up again and starting to go up again. So no, I don't think the 1 year uptrend is invalidated just because we went below moving averages. So yeah, regarding the forecast, what I see for the future, really nothing changes from what I said in my last video. I said we either bounce now at 8,000, or if we continue to drop, we would bounce at around 7,000, between 7,000 and 7,200, which is this diagonal line that comes all the way from the past here. So I did a little bit of volume analysis on this capitulation candle. I did that for premium members after we had this breakdown. Let's find it. That was a video I released for members on this day here. Probably the 25th of September or 26th, something like that. I was looking at the volume, and you see how all the big volume happens at the bottom. It happens at the bottom candle. You see the big volume here, this big long bar of volume. It happens at the bottom of the drop. It didn't happen here at the break, at the beginning of the break. No, it happened at the bottom, which indicates capitulation, which indicates a potential reversal. What usually happens when you have all the volume at the bottom is that you make a little bit of a lower low and then you reverse from there. And that's exactly what I explained on my last video for members, 2 weeks ago, something like that, or 3 weeks ago. And then my last video on free YouTube, it was somewhere around here, and I basically said the same. We either reverse now at 8,000, or if we continue to drop, then I would expect a bounce here at this line between 7 and 7.2. So that's how I see the crypto markets. Some altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin again. I have been looking at Bitcoin dominance chart, and I see the Bitcoin dominance is dropping, continues to drop. So some altcoins are outperforming BTC, but yeah, not all of them. So yeah, that's all for my weekly forecast. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.